think I had the audio running. All right, I'm gonna pretend like I had the audio going. So where I left off was, is the architect a human being? And if he is, it's a bit like the Wizard of Oz situation. If he is, then the architect is well, he's looking after humanity. They pick someone, which means also that he's in a pod somewhere, just like everybody else. And they pick someone to look after everyone. But throughout the week, what my brain kept going over was we're is dealing with machines, and machines run processes really fast. So the timeline of the Matrix is whatever the heck is happening in Zion, and they have a flood of people. I'm not sure. This is what this is where my mind is. I was like, what? So if it's a reset and Neo, this new Neo has to pick a handful of people, then is the architect destroying Zion? And I think so. I think it depends on how far back their history and traditions go, because they've got like rave parties and whatnot. But I don't think any of these people really grew up in Zion. I think they grew up in the Matrix. I don't know, but whatever the timeline is whatever Zion's on. But if the architect is destroying Zion and saying pick a few people to go run around and build a community every time, then it's possible that Zion is built on one generation. It's probably why they're eating oatmeal. And Joy Pants wants a steak so bad. There's a version of this narrative where it says that it's possible that the Matrix is happening really fast. If that's a human being, it's so odd. If if that's a human being, then the choice doesn't make sense. He's put there to build a matrix and look after humanity. The second choice is, or you can go save Trinity and possibly crash the Matrix. He says you are going to crash the Matrix. by picking that, which means all of humanity dies. But he's put there to look after humanity. So why would he say that to Neo? That go pick the one that ends my job of keeping everyone alive. It doesn't add up. So he tells Neo that he's gonna crash the place, but he doesn't. He tells him that he's gonna crash it, and he's dismissive afterwards. Which I think the architect knows that he's not gonna crash the Matrix. He's in such a power stance. I'm getting the sense that this character of the architect is simply playing around. He's saying, pick her or pick all of humanity. I don't know. Is he a human being? A human being is sitting there and he's looking after the place. And he's saying, okay, I've been doing this a couple times. Let's try one more. Let's try again to get everyone happy about being in the Matrix. Because otherwise, the machines have destroyed the world. The war between the machines has destroyed the world to the point where it's no good. People can't slide out of those pods and then just go punch a robot. A giant sentinel shows up and it just starts shooting. And then just one of them is enough, and the whole thing's over. So some guy in a pod somewhere says, I don't know what to do. But he's not saying that. He's saying, go, we can try again, or it doesn't add up. So in in the story, if to look at the architect means that he built the matrix. Everything is based and designed on his idea of the world. It's a simulation. I'm trying to think through this. It's a simulation that matches the world. And if it's adjusted to be to something one way or the other, then the whole thing just falls apart. People reject it because they know what the world is. And they keep rejecting it because they know what the world is. So, this person who designed the Matrix is saying that the world itself is designed in a way where there can be a Neo. I've always heard of people bending spoons with their mind. There's videos on YouTube of people pushing pencils. If you telekinesis, all that stuff, if you research it, they're saying they're using more of their mind, meaning percentage wise. They say people only use 2% of their brains. Only 2% of what's up there is being actually used. So, what is suggesting is that the architect of the Matrix is saying that people are rejecting this. Hold on a second. They're rejecting the Matrix because they sense is false. But he always waits for someone like Neo, people like Neo. Okay, the falseness is the flying and whatnot, the falseness of the Matrix. then it's a different thing altogether. Are they sensing? They're sensing that, wait a minute, this isn't right. And all sorts of weird stuff can happen. This is a real puzzle. I think it's important to the story, though. Figuring out if the architect is human or robot. If he's a robot, it makes so much more sense because he's not getting it right. He's trying to understand the world and not getting it right. He's calling it a simulation. There's numbers involved. Even the opening of the movie is Japanese digital. It reads as letters, but it looks like your brain says numbers. Is the falseness of the Matrix? Is Neo playing in the falseness of the world? Is Neo playing in the falseness of the world? Now I need the. Holy cow. Okay, the way that this story is designed is if there's a bright if there's daylight, if there's daylight, if people have clothes, they're in the Matrix. It's so well done. If they don't have daylight, and a bunch of machine robots running around, is he a robot? It's dumb. If he's a robot, then it's saying that people should be able to do this. You're talking about glitches. Glitches, viruses, software problems. But is based on him believing. I need to rewatch these movies. That's a giant question. I'm gonna talk in circles about it because I got to a conclusion. I have a feeling of what this story is trying to tell me, and I believe it's Only Eyes for You because of Persephone. I don't know how to phrase it properly. I don't know how to phrase it properly right now. I'm very tired. But Orpheus had to stay focused and keep his eyes on what he wanted, which is Persephone. He could not let his eyes wander. If he looked back, that's probably what it is. If he looked back, if he had a wandering eye, then he lost his wife. I think Neo had a bit of that problem. There's something about this narrative. I haven't looked at it. But if he's keeping a secret about her death, then the story changes a little bit. If Neo's the only one that knows that she dies and he isn't telling her, then he's keeping secrets from Trinity. Which is a kind of not good. I wouldn't go so far as say cheating, but it's in the realm of he's not being a full partner. And then I think he beats himself up about it. He goes to talk to someone who actually has a wandering eye. And there's conflict. Okay, I'm gonna. I mean, it's such a bright story. I can't. The way I'm painting this or thinking about it, I sense. I'm getting a sense that I'm not coming across the way that how I feel about this story. Because it's a giant bright romance. He trades the world for her. Sees that she's in peril and then runs in, nearly destroying the world to get to her. He is the problem. Is he a human being? Now, this all okay. I'm talking circles. I have to actually go sit down and think somewhere for a while. Because if the actions in the Matrix are glitches in the Matrix, if Neo's superpowers are based on problems, if he's breaking the world by doing this stuff, then it's not the same idea as the world actually being able, as the Matrix being an actual copy of the world. Do you see where I'm going with that? Did the machines actually duplicate the world? Did they actually run a simulation? Or is Neo breaking code? Because I think they wanted people to get trapped in thinking of this movie like this. Because if they did build an actual simulation of the world, then they're saying that Neo can hop out of the Matrix and actually do the same things if he believes enough. That he can stop bullets and fly and whatnot. It's a giant thing. And if if that's the case, see, that's where it doesn't add up. If that's the case, the builder of the Matrix, a human being, would not know. This is where I got stuck. A human being would not know any of that. A human being would not know that human beings can stop bullets and fly. No one's ever done that. Bending spoons and pushing pencils, maybe. But then it's probably a magic trick somehow. And a machine wouldn't know it either. Because the machines are asking the people. Agent Smith is asking for help throughout these movies. A human being wouldn't know that you could do superpowered jumps. And a robot, it's the path led through the movie, is what I'm getting at. The movie is him sitting there thinking that there's more to the world. And a robot wouldn't know. It kind of looks like the robots are floating. But that has to be the technology. The Nebuchadnezzar, it looks like it's propelled and it looks sci-fi. The robots probably have floating engines on them or something. So if a human being wouldn't know to write the world properly, how could a human being possibly know how to make a perfect copy of the world? Nor the robots. I'm talking in circles. So I hate to say I hate to say it, but the architect, the way that they wrote this story, it doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense. Human beings would not know how to make a perfect copy of the world. And if it's based on if I sense that I can do something, I can do it. Not there isn't a person on earth that would know to write it that way. Nor a machine. The machines are behind the people. So it makes me, I hate to say it, it makes me think that this story might actually have an architect in it. That the Wachowskis actually wrote this narrative to have a God character show up and mess with everyone. It looks like the human beings wanted robots and they treated them so poorly. And it looks like they were saying, I can do your job too. And the whole thing falls apart. The earth gets ruined. So an architect shows up and starts mocking everyone. And it looks like he's saying by the end of this is okay, let's try it one more time. And they keep rolling and it doesn't work. Let's try it one more time. And then Neo comes along and he's amused by it because I think the story is saying that Neo picks right. He picks a love that he would trade the entire world for. So it's basically this architect saying, okay, let's see if we can get chapter one, book one, chapter one. You ruin the earth. Let's see if we can get it started up over again. Which is the title of the movie, The Matrix Reloaded. By the end of this movie, the architect is snickering, saying, "We're gonna try Adam and Eve, chapter one." He laughs because Neo is gonna destroy the world, and it's just gonna be the two of them. I don't think that I have to watch these movies again. I don't think that the architect shows up again. I'm not sure he shows up in chapter three. Patrick Harris is in chapter four. There's a giant villain in chapter four. It's neat. I mean, it's it's really neat. So it's suggesting that the world is so sci-fi and fantasy. It's suggesting that the world can be like the Matrix. That yes, you too can fly and bend spoons if you believe enough. And that an actual architect showed up right when humanity was about to be destroyed, and it kept them cradled and in a place where they could figure it out. But what to do with these death machines that they made? It's a fun sci-fi movie. It makes me want to watch the last one because I forget if by the end if they're playing in the Matrix or reality. Something weird happens, and I think people brushed over that idea. But that's it for now. It's crazy. I think these podcasts. I think I need to find someone to talk with. I think I need to bounce ideas off of someone and hear someone say "Wow," or "That's not it." This story, ergo vis-a-vis, the actual architect may have shown up in the Matrix to say that the world should be based on a romance like Neo and Trinity. All right. I'm gonna call it there. Thanks for listening.